Butler County Humane Society is a 501c3 nonprofit organization located in Butler. We are a no-kill humane society. We serve the surrounding communities, Butler County, Allegheny County, Mercer County, population of about 185,000. The reason I became involved in the Butler County Humane Society is I have a passion for dogs. I have a huge passion for animals, but I really have a big passion and a big heart for dogs. I really like their mission statement. I like their purpose to provide a safe haven for those on their journey home. And couldn't be more proud of what we do and our volunteer team and our paid staff team and the support of our surrounding communities. What makes us different? A lot of us have the same sort of a mission to be a no-kill society. We'd like to have a no-kill policy throughout Western Pennsylvania or throughout Pennsylvania in general. We all have the same passion, we all have the same goals, the industry as a whole. So I think what sets us apart right now is that we do have a no-kill policy. Additionally, we have been in the community since 1897. So 118 years we've been serving the Butler area. So I think that's probably what sets us apart from some of the other local shelters.
We've always felt very strongly about supporting the local humane societies because over the years we've been to different places like stores, national stores, that they're breeding way too many dogs. So just from a philosophical point of view, we've been against that because there's so many dogs that need homes. There's so many dogs, I don't know what the numbers are, but probably thousands are put to death every day. And so it's important for us to, support the local humane society. Yeah, you see so many dogs that you can just tell they're looking for a good home. And, you can see it in their eyes. They're sad, or they're just not complete because, dogs need to be around other people. They're pack animals, and they like to be around a lot of other dogs, other animals, other people. This particular agency, they support you quite a bit. They're very cautious about who they're adopting to.
I just think that adopted dogs, I think they really innately appreciate being adopted, and I think they just make really good pets. So that's why I usually adopt versus going to a pet store, because to me it doesn't matter if it's a pure breed or not. I'm not, showing them. I just want something that can, I can bond with and walk with and play with. And so normally when I come into a shelter or a kennel, I fall apart because I want to take them all home. And especially some of the really old ones that are there that are probably never going to get adopted. And, it just breaks my heart. But you do have that moment of connection. And, that's what I always look for when I adopt, is the connection. And with this one, it happened just the same as it happened, with previous adoptions. I don't know, it's a look. You connect with their eyes, and you just lock eyes. And there's just something that passes between you, and then you say, this is the one.
I had adopted before. I had been going through a lot of health problems, and Emma was kind of my little child, as it was, and so as I got sicker or was going through things, I missed having her. But I wore a charm that I had from Emma that was from her chain, and we went to the dog thing, and I said, Dogapalooza, and I said, hey, if you think I'm ready for another one, Emma, lead me too. He looked exactly like her in puppy. They have the same ear that doesn't go up. When their ears go up every once in a while, the one flops. So it was just kind of set. We were about to leave and we saw him, and I said, that's it. So, and he's been better medicine than anything else can ever be. And that's pretty much why I adopted. To me, I just see that there's so many out there that need the love. It's nice when you see a purebred, but when I had adopted Emma the first time, I mean, she just filled up my heart. He's my little man. He's been there when I got divorced. He became the cuddler on the pillow because he was happy that space was now his. We take care of each other. So I just feel like there's so many out there that why not at least try. I'd also fostered in Atlanta. I fostered labs, so you just see what it does for them. I mean, I've seen from doing that, I'd seen dogs that had been abused, wonderful dogs. I've just met so many that don't have homes. Why not? It's something that I can help out in some way. So why not at least try to go to the rescue and see what's there, what you can get. Like I said, I mean, he's kind of been my rock through a lot. He gets me through a lot of things. So I don't know, why not try? That's why I wouldn't get a purebred again. I know they're all gonna go. For me, it's great, but it's more of a reward. He gives me so much. I mean, I almost feel lucky to be able to adopt. It's just so rewarding. Even fostering was rewarding, seeing dogs that had nowhere to go, and then we took them in and fed them and cared for them. But it's almost to me like it was lucky on my part because he does so much for me. If I go home, I'm loved instantly. So he's just there. I'm lucky to have him. And I wish I could do more for him, but I love him.
Why should people adopt versus purchasing? I was thinking about that question at length just the other day. First of all, to give the dogs and the cats a second chance. They've already been given one opportunity, and that opportunity didn't work out for whatever reason. I always tell folks that life gets messy and people lose their jobs, their homes, their lives change. They lose their apartments, they have to move. We have folks that people pass away. I get a new baby, I get a new job, so yeah, every day there's a different story. And these dogs and cats that come to us, unfortunately, through no fault of their own, suffer a lot of the consequences of our messiness. So to be able to give a second chance to one of these wonderful dogs or cats would be one of the best ways to give back. I was actually reflecting, like I said, on this question the other day. Recently I came home from an extended vacation and I picked up my dogs from the kennel, from the boarding kennel. And they were so excited. It was so exciting to see, yay, it's mom and dad. As soon as the door opened, it's mom and dad, they're here. And they couldn't wait to jump into the car and to be taken back home. And it was that moment that I thought, oh my gosh, day in and day out, I watched the door of my kennel open, and each and every one of the dogs and the cats in our kennel population watched that same door open, and waiting for mom and dad, and waiting to say yay, and waiting to say, pack up our stuff, we're going home. But that never happens. Mom and dad usually don't come back. This past year we had close to 800 dogs adopted, and cats. We had approximately 133 dogs and cats returned to their owner. Fortunately for those 133, they were able to have that moment where they go home. The other close to 700-800 were able to go home to a different set of circumstances, but we still have those who wait. So if any possibility you would consider giving a second chance to one of these dogs and cats and consider adopting over, buying that cute little puppy who is going to get a great home anyway, that would be my answer. Why adopt as opposed to buy?
there's all these animals out there as strays that need homes, so what's the point of going out and spending all this money when you can give a dog that needs a home, that opportunity. So it's definitely something that we generally push for more. And I mean, I have 3 animals at home that I adopted from here, so it's something I do as well.
We have little Pruitt. Pruitt was dumped over our fence in the middle of the night, under the darkness of the sky and beyond the cameras that surveillance the property. We take a walk, we do a site walk of the shelter every day because we have about 6 or 7 foot high fences that create the perimeter of the yards where the dogs exercise daily. We have to scour our yards every morning before we do come in and let the dogs out for their kennel, out of their kennel for a kennel break every day. During one of these initial site walks, Pruitt happened to be there. Little scared, skinny, hairless Pruitt spent that cold night overnight waiting for somebody to come take care of him. He didn't understand, why am I here? What am I doing? He's the kindest little soul that you would ever meet. Pruitt's a great little guy. His little tail never stops wiggling. His little eyes never stop shining, and throughout all of his little ordeal, he's still the very kind little soul that he is. I posed the question to a class of 6th graders. There were 6 or 8 6th grade classes with about 25 little kids in each class, and I said, was Pruitt dropped because these folks didn't care about him, because he's ugly and he's hairless and he smells horrible? Did they not care about him? They were done with him, so they dumped him over this 6-foot fence. Or, on the other hand, did they love him and they didn't know how to take care of him? Did they want to take care of him, but they didn't have the money to take care of him because the grain-free food that he needs is expensive? The antibiotics and the steroid doses that he requires to get his skin back to health, they're expensive. Veterinary care, once again, is expensive. But maybe they were willing to turn little Pruitt on over to us because they knew that we were capable and that we had the resources, and then we would bring him back to health and find him a wonderful home. I think overwhelmingly the little 6th graders said, we think choice number 2. We think that people loved him and we think people cared about him, and that's why they brought him here. We'll never know. We can only hope, especially hope in humanity. So it'd be wonderful to be able to give Pruitt that second chance and adopt Pruitt as opposed to the cute little puppy, and provide a loving home and a wonderful environment for him. My most rewarding story would be a dog, and I get really emotional about her. Her name is Noelle, and she came to us. We rescued her from Moraine State Park
About a year ago. One of the other vet techs and we went out to Moraine because the game warden and everything out there, they called us for 2 dogs that were running. And when we went out there, they were not able to catch this dog. We went out, searched for this dog all over Moraine State Park, and we saw her, and she had no hair on her at all.
She was nearly hairless. Her skin was raw and red. She looked horrible, and she smelled even worse. She was dumped like a piece of trash, and no one cared for her. We had reports of this little hairless dog running through Moraine State Park. People and professionals, park rangers had tried to capture her to help her, bring her back to health.
Luckily, I kind of trapped her in between myself and the water, so it was either she had to jump in, and it was pretty cold outside, so she made the right decision to come with me. But we looped her, got her in the van, and got her all fixed up.
And one glorious day, here comes this little van pulling into our parking lot, and out comes this tiny little hairless girl. And we instantly had a bond with her. She needed us just as much as we needed her.
Her hair finally grew back and everything, and she became this gorgeous dog and finally got adopted out.
She is now in a wonderful home. She has two brothers, human brothers, and a dog sister. She lives the life of Riley. Her family goes to the beach most of the summer every year.
Every time I see her, it's just amazing how she started out and then, you know, what she ended up to be. Like, it was the greatest thing ever. So, like, to actually be the one to go rescue her and then bring her back into this, because we see them come in here and it's like, oh, how did you end up this way? But to actually be the one to go out and get her and bring her in and help her out the whole way was actually one of the best that I've had. So it worked out well.
So going from being homeless near a body of water to being in luxury at the beach, it's just so heartwarming. It really, really is. Just one dog, same story. We're here to help.